Hey, what's up, YouTube? I just want to talk about this rapture dream I had last year, October 20th, 2018. Now, 2 weeks before this dream happened, um, there was this really loud thunder um, roar, and it woke me up in the middle of the night. It shook me up, and the first thing I thought was, you know, maybe God is really upset with humanity. Because with all the wicked things that are going on, I mean, of course, we're living in the last days. I was thinking this is like just a warning or something, or maybe even a form of trumpet sound. Of course, the trumpet doesn't sound like a roaring thunder, but I mean, it was so loud, it didn't feel normal. It didn't feel like it was just a regular thunderstorm. But anyways, that happened. That woke me up, and the first thing I thought of was like, in Psalm 29:3 it says, "The voice of the Lord is upon the waters. The God of glory thundereth. The Lord is upon many waters." So there was a thunderstorm going on. There was water. It was raining, and all of a sudden, this big lightning or a thunder sound occurs, and I'm thinking like that's the voice of God. So you know, going back, going towards my vision, my dream. What happened in this dream was I was in this house, right, and I was talking to two of my older sisters, and I was saying that the we were in this conversation. We were in a conversation, but it started off in the middle of the conversation. I was just like, the Lord's voice is like a roaring thunder. The scriptures that talk about the voice of the Lord and how it resembles thunder. Um, and they were like, like teasing me, saying, "Well, it's not really thunder. Like it's just metaphoric." Which, of course, I would agree. But in that dream, I was just like, yeah, of course. But for some reason, deep inside, I just had that faith that his voice did resemble the voice of thunder. And so I walked out in the backyard of this house, and all of a sudden I heard that same thunder sound I heard 2 weeks before when I was sleeping, and it woke me up in the middle of the night. I heard that same thunder sound, and then after that I heard a trumpet. It blew so loud, and I saw a thick cloud, and angels were coming out of the cloud, and the sky was kind of like how it would look like after like a bad storm. The sky was kind of reddish, but there still was thick clouds in the air. So there was there was light coming from this thick cloud, and angels were coming down, and I saw many angels coming down, and I saw an angel coming towards me, and I was like, part of me was like, kind of freaking out, because having somebody fly from the sky coming towards you. I mean, let alone having a bird. I had a bird fly like super close to my ears one time. It was that was terrifying in a way at first, but having somebody a angelic being coming towards you, that's kind of terrifying. I mean, even though I knew it was like the rapture, but in that dream I kind of felt weird about it, and so and part of me was like, hope I get raptured, but then at the same time I was like, this is kind of creepy. So then the angel came and he picked me up, and we flew up, but while we were flying up, I kept looking at the side. I was trying to see if like my sisters got raptured as well. I was trying to see if they got raptured as well. I mean, but I couldn't see from that angle. I couldn't tell if they were getting raptured as well. And so um, I had this weird feeling when I was getting carried up, of course, because it just happened right away. It kind of like shocked me. It was like a thief in the night. And that's how it's gonna be. And so I got carried up, and when I got carried up, I went into the heavens. I went into the clouds. I went into the heavens, and I saw the throne where God was sitting, but I did not see His face. I didn't see every detail of his face. I just knew that he was sitting there and there was angels next to him, and I just couldn't see the rest of the details. But that's when the dream just like ended right away. It was just like a glimpse of heaven. It was a glimpse, and that's how the dream ended. Now, about the house that I was in, I had no clue where I was. Of course, it was not my house. It was not the house I live in right now. Um, it, so I was like, wait a minute. That definitely was my house. It doesn't necessarily mean anything. I guess you would say it's not important where I was, but then, you know, I didn't care at first, and then I realized it wasn't my old house that I used to live in. It wasn't anywhere I would be, and I know that I'm not the type of person that would be in somebody else's house and have my other sisters there as well, unless it was like a family, a family friend or a cousin or somebody get together or something. But there was it was just me and my two of my older sisters, so I'm thinking it that's if we're in a family friend's house, there would probably be more people there, or probably be in a but it seemed like a regular day, and so I think 4 months after that, or 5 months after that happened, my sister and her brother-in-law, my brother-in-law, her husband, they announced that they're about to buy a new house, and their house is actually going to be built. So they had to wait 7 months for it to be officially built. And so, a couple weeks after hearing that, I was like, wait a minute. I remember that, that rapture dream that I had like in October of last year, or maybe I was at her house, and in the back of my head, I'm thinking like, the reason why I thought it was her house was because I do believe the Lord is coming soon. And so the fact that they're going to move in like 7 months, literally a year after that dream happened, I'm like, yo, maybe that's the place. Because like I said, I'm not normally in people's houses. And so I was like, whose house could I be? Because so it didn't make sense. And then, 7 months go by, and this is like literally last week this happened. So last week concludes, I believe, about a year since I had that dream. And I helped them move in just last Monday. And so when I went in their house, I went to I was in the main floor. It was a second story, and I looked out the kitchen, and I was like, "No, this can't be the place. Definitely not." Because if I walk out from that door, which was actually boarded, I think it's a place where they're supposed to build like a balcony or something. But if I went out that door, then I would fell down because they don't have a balcony yet, or I don't think they're building one. But anyways, I saw the kitchen and everything. I was just like, no, this doesn't even look like the place. And so the other guy that was helping us move in, I'm helping them move in. He was like taking stuff downstairs, and so I was like, let me go help him grab the stuff and put them downstairs. And so I went downstairs to the basement, and I was like, wait a minute, what if this is the place? And then I went towards the back door, that's the entrance to the outside. I was like, wait a minute, this has the entrance to the backyard. So I was just like, this has to be the place. And I turned to the angle where I was during that dream, and the whole picture looked just like the dream itself. Like the basement looked just like that basement I saw in that dream, just like that place I saw in the dream. And then I remember the door that I was standing in that dream was a two door. It was a two sided door, and you open it up in the middle, and that's how their door is. It's a white two door with like a couple glass. And I went in their backyard, and it looked just like the scene. The only thing it didn't have was the fence. And I remember it wasn't a big backyard. It was kind of like small. And I was like, well, they don't have a fence. And so I saw this little black, mesh lined up, sort of where the fence would have been, like in the dream. And I'm thinking that they're probably going to build a fence in that same line. And then when I looked at the neighbor's house next to them, they had this curving white stairway, and it looked just like the one in the dream. And they had all the phone lines in that, because there's a lot of grass. There's a lot of grass. There's so much open. It's an open area. They even have like a little river around there, and it looked just like in the dream. Like I was so stunned, and so I just wanted to like share this vision. It's pretty interesting, and the fact that the house wasn't even built when I when I had this dream, and so I believe God is showing me something, and man, He's coming soon. The Lord is coming soon, and we just got to be ready. We got to be prepared. I mean, it is comforting in a way to like know that in that dream I got raptured, but that doesn't mean I could live any type of way. Of course, I gotta like really you know get closer to God even more, and seek His face. But I feel like He's coming really soon, and many people are saying like 2021. They're putting dates and stuff like that, but I mean, I feel like it's within the next 5 years. I do believe from now to, but then I can't, I don't want to like mark any days or anything like that. But I do believe the Lord is coming soon, and you know, I heard a couple other uh, rapture dreams that are actually similar to mine. Even a pastor, a pastor had the same rapture dream that was similar to mine, and his grandson also had something similar as well. And he shared that. And I might just put the link below, and I'm pretty sure many of you have probably seen that video. That the one pastor saw the end times, the great tribulation or the rapture, and it resembled my dream. I mean, in that dream I actually heard a lot of people in the background in the other parts of the city, and it seemed like there was some type of, like, everybody was screaming. Everybody was going crazy, and that's what happened. That's what the other guy explained in his vision, and I heard a couple other people who had the same, something similar to what I had, and it's really crazy. I don't think this is just a random dream. It's not just a coincidence. It was a vivid dream. It was supernatural. I mean, the emotions in this dream were real. Most dreams we have usually we may not have that much emotion. We may not have that much care, but when I was in this dream, it was something supernatural that happened, and the fact that I experienced that and it felt so real, it means something, because normally most of my dreams I don't have mixed emotions. I don't have this fear or whatever. And then when I woke up from the dream, you know, I was like freezing, like I was shaking. I was like, "Whoa, did I really just see that?" And so it's crazy I just held it in for a long time. I think this is the perfect timing to actually, make a video about it, because if I didn't tell you the last part, that, I seen my sister's new home that wasn't even built at the time I had this dream. Like, it wouldn't even have been like a shocking dream, but this was stunning. And man, I just I just pray we get it right before he comes, and all the saints get gathered up and just start fasting, start getting closer to God, start praying. I mean, the sooner we do that, the sooner he may come. So I love you guys. That's the end of it. Peace.